Alrighty guys, I'm the devil, otherwise known as Kyle, and this is the return of Red Riding Hood episode 2. So here we go. Alrighty, welcome back. In the last episode, guys, we made some lovely pastries for our grandmother, and then our mother asked if we would take them or if we were going to let her take them, and we said, no, we know there's a big bad wolf out there, you're going to go deal with it, you're going to deal with the wolf, because we're not. So, we're on our way to grandma's with these lovely cinnamon apple pastries that we baked in the last episode, and we stumble across some woodcutters, and they have asked as a question. I completely forgot what the question was, but we are going to accept their help. So, oh really? Exclaimed the tired woman. Thank you very much. So I remember they actually wanted to know if they could escort us, if I remember rightly. I apologize, I recorded the first episode yesterday, and it's been a day, but let's do this. The other woodcutters looked at one another, and then they smiled and went back to work. The mother and the woodcutter marched together. Along the way, they talked about different things, and they liked each other. As they talked, they did not notice that they had reached their grandmother's. How can you not notice you arrive at some place? It's like right in front of you right there, you should know. The woodcutter strolled back to the forest after he made sure the woman entered the house and shut the door. The whole time, the wolf kept them in his sight and hoped that luck would let him have someone for supper. Ooh, we are going to be a nice, tasty dinner treat. That sounds absolutely yummy. I do not want to be inside a wolf. The woodcutter was making him nervous, but the wolf felt more confident when he left, and he began to wait for his prey to emerge. A few hours of waiting caused the predator to become irritated, but by sunset, he was furious. All of a sudden, a sound crackled nearby. Well, I would be hungry too if I had to wait for my dinner. I like my dinner when I have my dinner. I don't like waiting for it, but I don't want to be a wolf's dinner because that does not sound tasty, guys. The wolf became alert. The woodcutter was coming out of the bushes. How could the wolf know that the mother and the woodcutter agreed to meet this evening? Well, he followed them, so he's got ears, he probably heard them. Besides, he was waiting, so he doesn't really need count, does it? The wolf could not hold back his tears while he was returning to the woods to look for another meal. Hey, happy ending! We got an achievement. We got an achievement for happy ending. The woodcutter escorted the mother to her home, where he became acquainted with her daughter, Red Riding Hood. They were married soon after. Ending. Happy ending. I like this story, the girl yawned. Finally, her brother thought, a little bit more, and she'll fall asleep. Boom, we completed one chapter. We did the happy ending scenario. But something tells me there is a little bit more to this game than just this, so we are going to continue playing and see what other goodies it has in store for us. In one village, there was a little girl so lovely that no other girl was her equal. Her mother loved her to distraction, and her grandmother loved her even more. For her birthday, her grandmother presented her with a red hood. The girl always wore her new smart hood every day. The neighbors would say, "There goes Red Riding Hood." Once her mother decided to bake some pastries, but she wasn't sure what filling to choose. Okay. We will do something different. In the last episode, we obviously let Red Riding Hood fill the pastries, but we've got some other options this time. We didn't have these before. I think we'll go with finding the fillings herself, and the daughter will rest. We're going to skip that quest because we did that quest in the first video, and I do not want to go down that quest route again. Attention, if you choose this option, all available pastry fillings will be automatically unlocked. You can access this quest again by restarting the game from the menu or by completing one of the quest paths. After starting the quest, you can skip it at any moment if you like. So we've already done this quest, we're just going to unlock all the fillings, I think. Once her mother decided to bake some pastries, but wasn't sure what fillings to choose. So, let's decide which fillings we are going to choose. I like fish, and I like meat, but I don't like apples, I don't like cabbage, I don't like mushrooms, so we're going to fill the pastries with meat because I like a meat pastry. Mother checked the box room, went down to the cellar and found the last salt hunchback salad. from the last year's stock. It lies here for a long time, thought the woman. I'd better take a piece of meat. It looks so much better. But meat was frozen and she had to thaw it out first. Later it was finally cut and fried with onion on her pan. When filling was cool enough, she got down to the pastry shaping. While pastries were in the stove, it was already late and Mother decided to visit Granny anyway. In the early morning, Mother woke Red Riding Hood and said to her, "Why don't you, my little Red Riding Hood, go visit your granny, bring her a pot of butter and find out if she's okay?" And Red Riding Hood replies, "Okay, so the last time we actually sent the mother on the journey. We got a nice little happy ending, but this time we are gonna send Red Riding Hood. We're gonna see what Red Riding Hood has." And I just realized she's a blonde-haired girl. While Red Riding Hood prepared the presents, it started to rain. The girl looked outside. Large drops were hammering away on the roof and puddles began to appear on the road. The girl began to ponder whether she should go now or wait the rain out. Do we wait the rain out or do we go now? We've got a hood, so we are protected from the rain, so we are not going to wait. We are going to go. Red Riding Hood strolled sluggishly along the wet, slippery trail, grinding grey mud with her wooden shoes. Rain was coming down, making her dress wet. Suddenly, a wolf appeared in front of her. Red Riding Hood stopped dead, waiting for what is going to happen next. Looks like we're about to be lunch. The predator, being deep inside his thoughts, also was taken aback, but after briefly looking around and sniffing the air, figured out that the girl was most likely alone.
"Hello, little girl,"
said the wolf, growling bolder.
"what is your name and where are you going?"
"My name is Little Red Riding Hood and I'm going to visit Granny. Bring her pastries with meat." When the wolf heard the word meat, he livened up.
"My sweetheart girl, would you let me taste one?"
I wouldn't mind a pastry either, they sound delicious. Okay, we want to keep this wolf very, very happy. So we can either give him a pastry, but if we give him a pastry, he might be hungry for more and might decide to munch our faces off, and we don't want that. Or we could give him no pastries, in which case we could offend him, and then he could want to still eat our faces off. So I think we are going to be nice today. We are going to give him a pastry. Why not? Red Riding Hood glanced at the wolf. Water was dripping down from his wet fur. His paws and lean belly were covered in mud. Oh, I'm actually feeling a little sorry for the wolf now. She felt sorry for him, and apparently she is too, and took out a couple of pastries and put them on the rock by the trail, and continued on her way.
"Thank you, little girl."
Wolf thanked her and began to eat food with delight. After some time passed, Red Riding Hood approached Grandmother's house and knocked on the door.
"Who is it?"
asked the old lady with a weak voice.
"It's me, Hood. Red Riding Hood." "Pull the string, my dear, and the door will open."
Grandmother was glad to see her visitor. They hugged each other and they set about having tea with pastries and butter. The old lady asks,
"Did you have trouble on the road, granddaughter? Is everything all right?"
We'll tell her, we'll share the story about meeting the wolf, because he was a very nice wolf and he left us alone and he didn't eat our faces off, and we still have our faces, which is good, because we definitely want our faces. Red Riding Hood told about meeting the wolf. Then Grandmother said, "You are still young, but apparently it's time to grow up. There are too many threats." Is she giving us a gun? Well, thank you, Grandma. I'm a little girl and you give me a gun. After Granny said that, she took a shotgun out. A shotgun. Well, that's the last thing here. When I used to go visit my granny and I used to turn up... Really, game? I do not want updates. Let's get back into the game. Okay. My apologies for that. I'm not going to cut that out. That was purely what happens to me when I'm recording. It's typical. Okay, but when I used to go visit my granny, she never used to pull a shotgun out You know, she used to have like a bottle of dandelion and burdock, which I never really liked very much. But she used to buy, and I didn't have the heart to tell her. And you know, she used to have all these biscuits, but I used to have my own biscuit barrel. Every other one got the old biscuit barrel with all the broken crumbs in it, but me, I got my own. I was special. After Granny said, "Look, taking this shotgun out." And now words are impossibly difficult. It belonged to your grandfather. Take it. Then Granny explained how to load and fire. Fortunately, this information was still intact in her sentient brain. Wolf forgot to ask Red Riding Hood where her granny lived, so he had to track her. He finally saw the hut. Sniffing the air, he smelled that the girl was still there, and pondered whether to spare her or not. We've had a happy ending, so let's go with eat them both. We want a little bit of a different ending. The predator knocked on the door.
Who is it? It's your granddaughter, Red Riding Hood. No, it's not. Red Riding Hood sat there eating a big pastry. She's got it in her face, look.
But Red Riding Hood is already here, says the old lady. Then I'm Red Riding Hood's mother. Oh yeah, check out this music. I like this music. Ah, you should have said so. Pull the string and the door will open. You inviting a wolf in, Grandma? Red Riding Hood just opened her mouth with astonishment as Wolf broke into the house. Being startled, Girl lingered for a second but pulled herself together, aimed the shotgun at Wolf, and pulled the trigger. She missed the target, but the beast didn't expect such a repulse and leaped out of the doorway with yelp of a beaten puppy and fled into the thicket of the forest. Ending. Be prepared.
No, that's not how it goes, said the surprised girl.
Activate quest. You can now play this quest again. Okay, so let's just have a little look. Okay, we'll skip this quest because we've done this. Oh no, I didn't actually want to do that. Okay, so let's just fill it with fish this time. Mother checked the box room, went down to the cellar and found the last salt hunchback salmon from the last year's stock. It lies here for a long time, she thought. In my cellar, it could stay preserved for years. She grabbed the salmon and climbed up. She thoroughly extracted all bones from the fish and began shaping pastries, because the dough had already risen. Okay. So we're being told to visit our grandma. Okay, we're going to go visit her. This time we are not going to give the wolf. Red Riding Hood was an obedient child. She took the fish pastries and went away. Bright and warm sun rays, finding its way through the foliage, were giving birth to hundreds of sunlit spots. Birdies were tweeting and butterflies were flirting. So this time round, it's actually not raining like it was last time. Red Riding Hood was running, skipping heavily along the path because she was in a cheerful mood. But for a bit of bad luck, she had not had breakfast that day, and because of fresh air, she felt hungry. I feel hungry. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure that we have pastries for Grandma, so we are just going to eat a pastry. I've got the whole basket of pastries. If I take one, no one will notice. Oh, nice cold drink. Red Riding Hood ate a pastry. It was delicious. Suddenly, Wolf came out of the bushes on the trail. He wanted to eat the girl immediately, but first the Sky Boots decided to find out who she was and where she was going. Hello, girl, said the wolf. He was feeling full of supremacy. He's a very nice looking wolf, but he's got a bit of a short tail. How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Mrs. Brown for the win. How do you do, sir? Asked Red Riding Hood. She looked at her interlocutor with curiosity. What is your name and where are you going all alone? Continued the wolf. He stressed the word alone.
My My name is Red Riding Hood. I'm going to visit my granny and bring her some pastries and a pot of butter.
Where do we get the butter from?
My name is Wolf. Where does your grandma live? You should go straight down this path to the edge of the forest. There will be my granny's house.
Wolf also wanted to know what stuffing was inside the pastries, but the wind alerted its direction and he smelled fish. He swallowed saliva and said,
Red Riding Hood, please let me taste one pastry.
Okay, so the last time we gave the wolf a pastry, he came back and had a face-off. So this time we're not going to give him any. No, said Red Riding Hood. If I give pastries to every Tom, Dick and Harry, there will be none for my granny. Okay, little interesting fact actually that I want to bring up here about me. I had an Uncle Dan. And his brother was my granddad. My granddad's name was Harry. My granddad, Harry, he had two older brothers, twins. They died when they were young, but they were called Tom and Dick. So quite literally, in my family, there's a Tom, a Dick, and a Harry. And they all used to play in the den. And my Uncle Dan was the odd name out of that. But yeah, actually, I have members of my family called Tom, Dick, and Harry, and that's something you don't see every day. But we're saving them for Granny. Wolf became mad and wanted to eat Red Riding Hood together with pastries, but was scared because woodcutters were working not far. Wolf's eyes twinkled and he ran away to take Granny. Boom, we're at Granny's house. Soon, Red Riding Hood felt a stomachache. She tried to continue on her way regardless, but shortly realized that it was useless and moved back twice as quick. Meanwhile, the wolf came up to the house on the edge of the forest and knocked on the door. "Who is it?" said a weak voice.
It is me, Red Riding Hood.
"Your granddaughter," whispered the wolf. He made his voice as tender as he could. "Ah, pull the string, my dear, and the door will open." Once the predator was inside, he promptly swallowed the grandmother, and then he dressed up in her nightgown, glasses and cap, and tumbled down in her bed. Interesting. Oh, we got an achievement, lucky coincidence. He was laying there like a fool, waiting for Red Riding Hood, while she was at home with all the symptoms of food poisoning. Ending, lucky coincidence. And guys, I think that's going to do it, not only for this episode, but for this series. We played through a few endings of the game, and I do know that this game is essentially the same story, you just choose different things, and it gives you different endings and different scenarios. But I think the 2 episodes we've got to see 3 different endings. I think that's pretty damn good. I actually really did enjoy this game. I might actually let my daughter play this. I think my daughter would really enjoy this kind of game. She loves fairy tales. So Summer, if you're watching this video, I know she watches a lot of my videos and she usually comments. You'll see her spamming comments, which I'm completely fine with. Yeah, this is a really good game. It costs less than £2 on Steam. It really is a good game. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode and this series. I really did enjoy playing this game. So guys, if you've enjoyed the series or you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. And of course, on this channel you will find some Minecraft videos. You can check them out. And also we'll be doing some more cheap indie games over the coming weeks. So click subscribe if you want to see any more cheap indie games, or maybe you want to see some of my Minecraft content. Feel free to check that out. I'm the Devil, otherwise known as Kyle, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye!